Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm sorry about what happened earlier. My camera was just not adjusted. As you can tell, I taken my mask off for the Halloween outfit that I had on called Phantom. Um, my legs hurt. I'm tired. And to no one's surprise, the last stream didn't do so well. It only clocked in 4 minutes, and I had to delete it. Oh well. So this is kind of sort of an impromptu Halloween stream. Oh, I already have someone watching and liking this video. So what I'm going to do is basically just reread the segment that I have already read, because that segment being recorded in a live stream does not exist anymore. Does not. There's someone that's watching, so hello, and someone has already given a like. All right, we're on a great start already, and I don't know who you are. So we shall continue this. No, I'm not going to I'm not going to do a quick explanation of a quick summary of the previous live stream. Just know that Kraft is now explaining things to Ryan, and here we are to this paragraph. Let's see. So we're gonna start. I'm using the paperback. And I am now on page 106. So I'll be rereading pages 106 through 110. I'll be rereading pages 106. So here we go. Sorry for the delay. My body is just like, read and speaketh, right? And I'm just kind of whew. But yeah, here we go. Oh, by the way, happy Halloween, everyone. I knew I was forgetting something. Like, you're forgetting something. Yeah, so happy Halloween, everyone. Stay tuned for more and all that jazz. Let's get things going. Oh, there's no bad fan fiction tonight, so do not expect me to be there. I'll be here instead. Yeah, Halloween, whatever. I think Celtic Phoenix is playing a game called Dead Space, and he's celebrating its 10th anniversary for Halloween this year, which it's fine. Anyways, I will not be on. So that's a clarification. I will not be on his channel. Normally, I would be on his channel on Benefit Fiction Friday nights, but I'm here. I'm here instead, and it's Halloween. So yeah. Anyways, Let's continue. Let's read. The crackling of the fire dominated the room, its orange glow warm in the stillness. I know that's a lot to dump on you, but I just needed someone to know. Ryan was pensive, eyes locked on the rolling flames, prickling with building anxiety. Kraft scratched at his skin. Had he ever been so exposed before? In the grand scheme of things, maybe he'd acted out of reflex. Surely the first people that should know would be Taref or Nierf, the two who had seen him through thick and thin, not a cleric who started off on the opposite side of the counter, but the opposite on the opposite side of the competition. But here he was, pulling his tongue to spill his guts, and all it had earned him was silence. The silence shall fall. Luckily, it did not stay that way. This world you are from, this earth, is it truly so advanced? Swallowing, Kraft leaned forward. I mean, I wouldn't consider it so, but if we were to measure it to Echion now, yes. We were kind of spoiled on speculative fiction, so I kind of took for granted how much technology we had at our fingertips. Speculative fiction? Ryan raised the brow. Exactly what it sounds like. Stories about possible futures we could be heading towards. More, most were off, but usually hit the broad strokes, especially when I look at what I can build with my mark. He glanced at his arm, allowing it to glow and challenge the fire's dancing light. There's so much I could build that would revolutionize Echion. But what if it's not ready for it? What if the wrong people get a hold of it? And it's why the guild can't get what I have. Echion already has magic that can change reality. So to have technology that does the same would be catastrophic. That's a correct use of the that is a correct use of the semicolon, by the way. She hummed. I see. And this is because there is no magic in your world? None. Kind of made technology the dominant power struggle. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. There was no magic people could prove, he explained. I guess people claim miracles happen. That's how a lot of religions got started. Never paid it much mind myself, but people argued if was actually God reaching down to change things, or if there was a scientific explanation. People got pissy about it all the time. Was this a miracle or not? Is this a butterfly? Does God exist or not? It got pretty bad, trust me. Ryan set her glasses aside and cocked her head. Your people did not believe in God. Some people did. Some people did. Some people didn't. The conversation around it was uh, kind of a landmine, honestly. Landmine? Kraft bit into the knuckle of his thumb. It's, I'll explain it later. What I mean is that religion was a big issue back home. Crossing her arms, Ryan leaned forward. It is certainly a big issue in Ichion as well. though it is scarcely easy to believe, there are those in your world who do not believe in a god. No atheists in Ichion? Ryan froze, her eyes darting around the room, scanning the throw rug below as though it would deliver for her words to speak. You could say. I actually think it would kind of be funny if, like, she doesn't know what the word atheist. she she doesn't know what the word atheist is. It's like, what's that? What's an atheist? Ah, sorry, excuse me. Deliver her words to speak. Bleh. I suppose I suppose I phrased that poorly. The gods have made themselves well known through miracles and magics, and prophets since long before likes graced us with the knowledge of Maravarte and his courts. I'm gonna bet that likes and subscribe. Um, I'm gonna bet that likes is the person who gave him his arm. And gave him a second chance at life. I almost forgot that. He's the guy who did that. Marveteer in his courts. But I have in my time encountered a few questioners of the divine who challenge godhood in the face of forces beyond explication, and yet none of them dismiss the gods themselves. They are more adamant to strip title and adoration from the gods than they are to claim a presence among the universal fabric. Now, this is an okay use of the semicolon. It just looks like the sentence just looks like it's wearing a bow tie backwards. But anyways, I should continue that because I don't want to lose footage of me reading again. So I'm going to continue reading as if nothing has happened with the semicolon. I want to criticize a little bit, just to criticize and not mad at it. Kraft blinked, brain churning to process what she was saying. That's weird. She giggled, almost charm-like. So too is what you speak of to the ear of an Echian. Were it not you to speak of such lunacy, I would castigate you. I'm guessing that's castigate or um, I'm guessing it's. I want to say chastised or not chastised. What is castigate? Castigate. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Castigate. Oh, it streams up within 10 minutes from now. I would castigate you for jesting a clerk of the pure-hearted. Oh, if only he could laugh with her. But the needles in his stomach refused to still. What she said, however, that instilled some hope that they might settle yet. What I would do for this sentence here is remove however altogether. You don't need it. One word and one word, two commas, just say what she said instilled some hope. What she said instilled some hope they might settle it. Just why do you need however? That would have been fine if you put however. Here's how I would have written the sentence if you really wanted the word however. Oh, if only he could laugh with her, comma, but the needles in his stomach refused to still. Semicolon. And then you would scratch the following words, what she'd said, and the comma, right? You would replace the period behind still with a semicolon, and then you would put however, comma, instilled instilled some hope. It's what she had said. What she had said instilled some. Yeah, I guess you would move those words around. However, what she had said still some hope they might settle yet. Sorry, I struggled there to read that for some, or to explain how that would, however, it would work. So yeah, anyways, but this is just me. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. So, so does that mean you trust I'm telling you the truth? Again, she was pensive, with her eyes reading the carpet as a script. It is certainly bizarre, the world you speak of. There's a semicolon here, but that makes sense. You would have put a colon here. It is certainly bizarre, the world you speak of, colon, a land without magic, comma, without gods, comma, a land of science, and you can have an optional comma there if you really want commas to say. Um, but that's the Oxford comma. Anyways, a land of science and technology. Then that's the sense. I don't know why you added a semicolon because you didn't need the semicolon. You needed a colon. Anyways, again, I'm trying not to criticize the semicolons, the colons, or lack thereof, the colons, and the commas and the howevers and the all that functions like a. I am not an editor. I am not your editor. I am not your editor. For some reason, these are. I'm kind of glad that this is the only thing I have issue with, and it's none of the story. I want to have issue with the story. Let me have an issue with the story, please. 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 Anyways. I'd rather have an issue with a story than to have an issue with punctuation and grammar. There's grammar, as far as I know, just something, just your punctuation. It's not problematic either. It's just these are just nitpicks. These are just what I was taught. So you're going into the natural order. This is what's scaring me here. This is my Halloween. This is my nightmare. This is my hall of nightmares. Is the misuse of commas, colons, and semicolons, and periods, exclamation points, maybe the I don't know, just punctuation and maybe some grammar. I dropped my bookmark. It's over here. Okay, let's continue before I lose my place. Before I lose any time here. And before I lose my sanity. Or what is left of my sanity. What is left. What keeps me whole. Okay, anyways. To think of such a land and how it would look and function, I must admit, is overwhelming. Gently, her hands fell over his, warming them with a pleasant squeeze. But I do trust you, Kraft. In fact, I suspected as much upon our first meeting. Wait, what? You did. Her fingers began to trace the mark along his arm, prints barely skimming over the fine hairs. This mark, there are few like it in the world, so burned the skin was blackened itself. Blackened? No! You need not say! Anyways, if you know that reference, that's a reference to Shad's the Shadiversity's book. I forgot what it's called. Oh, Shadow of the Concord. Yeah. Don't read it. Anyway. Itself. They are warned by those transposed from their homes and often speak of worlds and realities beyond our knowledge. Few of them continue to spread these tales. They that bear the mark often bring misery and woe, as uh, arts did say. The gift, the gift they are given is destruction, and should the people not kill them to relieve the threat of disaster, disaster often befalls the marked and those that surround them. Death follows those marks. Death follows those marks. Sorry. I do not like that semicolon. Probably it's just structure of the sentence, not necessarily the semicolon itself, because technically that's okay. I just maybe I'm overlooking something. Oh God, please help me. I'm gonna drink this Fanta. Reflexively, he pulled his arm back, only for Ryan to clamp down, holding him in place. But these runes on your arm, speak of building, of construction, of recombination. I trust the man that wears them, and I'm happy he chose to trust me. She gave the arm a shake. Please, lean on me. If the truth has burdened you, I shall be the arms that lift that burden. It was almost painful how his chest clenched, as though a knot had been tied around his arteries without him realizing. And suddenly, the running end had been pulled loose. Just hearing those words were freedom from the very anxiety that had pushed him to speak. But a second, smaller knot was tied alongside a series of other knots that lined his chest. Ryan was naturally enthusiastic. Ryan was normally very caring, but this was a level he'd yet seen. She was almost pleading with her eyes to be his confidant. And again, he was feeling both thankful and ill at ease. He had, however, trusted her this far, and the small ties along his heart weighed nowhere near as much as the knot they had dispelled, as much as the knot they had dispelled. I don't think you need that, however. I don't think you need that, however. And so, when he gripped her hand back and said, "Thank you for being here," he meant it. We have only been live for about 20 minutes. We could read a bit longer. I know I'm risking the chance of like the stream just not doing well. Oh, but we'll continue. The rest of the night was spent. Excuse me. The rest of the night was spent regaling each other with stories of home, or what scant recollections of craft could whip up to compensate for Ryan's jubilant talk of her parents and sisters. Could he remember his own family? It may have been fair, but Ryan's increasingly giddy curiosity was easily stated by just about any detail he could give her. As much as his sixth sense wrong that night, there appeared no immediate threat. He pulled all a, a, uh, he pulled allspice to the side, revealing at having a confidant for the first time in well ever. Now that he thought about it, it wasn't like he had all that big of a social circle in his old life either. So the whole emotional bonding thing was new to him too. By the way, is it confident with an E or confident without an E? Because you previously had a confident with an E, referring to her being, her referring to the feminine confident. But then here you just use confident again, but without an E. Granted, it's gender neutral, but according to my professor, you have to be consistent. You have. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. You have to be consistent. Same thing with punctuation. You have to be consistent with yourself. As much as you have to be consistent with yourself. That's one thing. You have to be consistent with Steve. You have to be consistent with what you say, what you believe in. Make it make sense. With words, punctuation, grammar, and all that stuff. This was just my literature comprehension teacher. So, I'm just saying. I understand it's gender neutral, but that's a notification from Celtic Phoenix. Anyways, I understand it's gender neutral, but still, you gotta be consistent. You refer to her as a confidant, right, with E, and then you're referring to her again as a confidant, but gender neutral. Now, technically, this works here because you're talking about a confidant in general. So, I'll let it go. I'll let it go. Just once. I'll let it go. Thankfully, much of their life otherwise remained relatively unchanged. Despite the pressure from the guild, his advertising strategies kept the customers regular, kept the supply chain steady, and he continued to learn more about his powers and what they could make. That wasn't to say there wasn't. That wasn't to say there weren't any variations in their lives. Ryan convinced him up. Ryan convinced him to up his game in preparation for whatever the guild would throw at them next. To that end, he decided to retire his trusty lever action shotgun and replace it with a trench gun that had a modified tubular magazine holding upwards of 10 shells. So he said, fuck it, we ball. Sorry, excuse me for the language. I wanted to Google that because I'm not a gun nut. I'm not a huge big gun nerd. Me not a big smart gun person. Trench gun. There's so many. Which one? Well, okay, I'm guessing it's the trench gun from Fallout 4. This is the Nexus mod. Oh, okay. No, let's go with, okay. These are nice rifles. Huh. World War I Winchester. A Winchester. Winchester. The Winchester. Well, I'm not. Trench gun with tube. So okay, so I'm guessing the Winchester Model 12. So he just basically made the Winchester Model 12 by the looks of it. Well, it's a nice and decent Winchester. Winchester. I have myself a Winchester rifle. Model 12. I will shoot him between the eyes. He is also known as a trench gun with a modified tubular magazine. He also built Ryan a personal sidearm, just a personal one. A reliable revolver. And, well, I know what a revolver is, but I don't know what a reliable revolver is. I just wanted to have a visual in my head of what a reliable revolver. Let's go. Ooh. Images. Oh. Okay. Gosh dang. I and the two got in a regular rhythm of going into the forest every 2 weeks for target practice. I'm guessing she's using she's either of the, well, let's use this one. Okay, this one's more, okay. I want to have like a thought into my head of which type of reliable revolver, because there's a lot of models. I like the looks of things, so I'm going to go with what. Let's see. There's so there's the Model 20, the Model 24. Oh no, let's go that way. My bad. The Model 20, the Model 21, the Model 22, the Model 23, Model 24, Model 25, Model 26, Model 27 Magnum, Model 28, and Model 29. Well, oh, it's Smith & Wesson. Hmm. Which one looks the best? Ooh, Colt Python, Colt Anaconda. Ooh, the Black Hawk. The Black Hawk. I need an actual picture on it. Taurus Judge. Ooh! Oh! You know what? I'm going to go with the Judge. Yeah, I'm going to pretend she's wielding. I don't think you can see that. This one, the Judge. I'm pretending she's wielding that one. Unless the description says otherwise. Part of me wants to go with a more, with the Colt and with a Rugger LLC. Yeah, and part of me wants to go with this one because it's kind of cute. Just goes pew. Right. But we're gonna go with the Judge. She's wielding the Judge, and I would be the judge of that. Anyway, she's wielding the Judge, and it's just way out. My gosh. Okay, so what I will criticize about this story, I kind of don't like this trope of like, oh, you people already, not people, sorry. your special condition already exists kind of trope. Oh, we're familiar with that kind of, like, yes, in one hand, it kind of raises the stakes because now you have to deal with other people that have this same trope, or not the same trope, the same special power, I guess, right? From another world, right? When it comes to like oh, you're from another world, oh, you have this special superpower. We met like several hundred other people that have the same special power. We kill them on sight, but you seem like a nice guy. We won't kill you, right? I kind of don't like it because it's kind of just overdone, or at least from every time not every time, it's there's a pendulum of like, oh, you're unique, you're special, you're from another world, right? Versus there's several, they've been here, they've been doing that. But the one I do like is that you're not special, but a group of you like have came here at the same time, but at different places, right? So like, I like that trope more than, oh, it's been a thing, right? Oh, it's been a thing. Like I like something that's like new to the world of that people are being isekai into, so being isekai at the same time. Like Overlord, for example, does that idea of like, is there another person out there with the same abilities as mine? Let's go find out because we came here at the same time. Now, technically speaking, um, what's it? Sort of Our Line does that trope a little bit, but they don't go into it because it's a video game. They're all going at the same time into a video game, and they're all easy guys into this video game world, and the video game world becomes actually real. It becomes real and whatnot. Um, but there's not. But that's like everybody, everybody. There's when everyone has it, no one does, right? No one's special, right? When everyone is super, no one will be. But Overlord, I feel like I haven't read the manga or the light novel or anything like that, but like I feel like that is much. I feel like that works. Like they're investigating, they're finding out whether or not if someone has this power. You notifications throughout the night. Anyways, I kind of don't like that trope. Like, oh, there's already people that have been doing this thing, right? Not at the stopping part. I'm just taking a breather. What I do, but however, what I also do like is JoJo Bizarre Adventure in part 3, where it's indicated that they get all their stands all at once, roughly. And they're just learning about it. And Dio Brando has like given them just a whole bunch of people stands and whatnot. And it's because of the fact that he has a stand, everyone in the bloodline, the Joestar bloodline, has a stand, right? But he's also given other people stands. And so you have to look for stand users. But that's not an isekai. That's just an example of like, oh, you have power, other people have power too, but at the same time as you are exploring it as well. The problem is that the people he face, they seem to be well acknowledged. They seem to be well practiced in their stands. Anyways, I need to move on. I know I'm moving past page 110. Page 110. I'm now on page 11. But I lost my place. Anyways, oh yeah. Yeah, that's the guns she's using. The gun they're using. Sorry. He also upped the work he did on personal projects. Expanding the insurance policy he mentioned to Ryan as much as he could over the following month. This included planning for the worst and that would come at the cost of political capital. The most encompassing version of his insurance policy would strain the loyalty of Tombalola's citizenry, a call to arms to resist the crony cabal of the guild and government. Being a well-off businessman and feeding off a pack of wyverns was ingratiating. Sorry, it took me a second to read that. Ingratiating, but not amusing to the amusing to the stress of such a call would cause, conversing with Aramal about the possibility of the royal guard rolling into town to arrest him set his nerves at ease, though only by a fraction. Your taxes are paid, and to the tenth. Frankly, the townsfolk have been unhappy with Madro's guilds for years. Being the first to defy them, it is gutsy but laudable. The man tutted. If they attempt to pull a thread of the cotton on your back, I'll have them tarred and feathered and run out of town, and the folk will be happy to do so. Apparently, the guild had already requested his arrest a number of times in the last few months, and each request had been quietly misplaced on the way to the town barracks. This is my town, and if some haughty-taughty guild wants to arrest one of my citizens, they can come here themselves and see how welcome they are by the people the guild chokes. Again reassuring, but only by a hair. The principality had almost draconian reign of all Hakaj territory, lording it over from their spires in Madro. If the guild curried the crown's favor and the royal guard demanded Kraft's arrest, there wasn't much the town could do to stop it in short of full scale rebellion. An assurance from Aramal that he'd do everything to prevent the most profitable business in town from being carted away that didn't impart much confidence when that meant people's lives were going to be put on the line to do so. And we'll stop at 115. Okay. Seeing what was on the horizon and knowing that surrender to the guild would mean borderline arcane slavery, Kraft was left with two options: run or stay. Running had a mixed appeal. Colin, I'm awake now. Sorry. Colin, vanishing under the dark of the night, never to see the people who'd sheltered him, and abandoning all the work he had put into his new life beyond what he could carry. A perfect use of a Colin. I bravo you, man. I bravo. He had to stay. So, in the months following, Kraft went about a philanthropy spree, going house to house in his free hours, asking the residents of the town about small ills or ails in their day-to-day life that could be improved. Most of it improved repairing shoddy construction work and better insulating houses. But he decided that wasn't quite enough either. Graciously, he began to lay out wire from the generator of his shop, providing light fixtures around the town and in people's homes. Electricity! Fixtures around the people in his homes. It bit into his budget for sure, but the look of awe on people's faces when they could so easily eliminate their homes without Thomas Edison eliminate their homes without risk of fire was wonderful. Guilt tainted that wonder, however. It's technically the semicolon before the however, all right. He was doing this to improve their lives in the face of coming hardships, a proactive thank you for the trouble his presence would cause, but it felt too much like buying the support he was confident to already have. Then he remembered how the guild had spent Lord knows how long stifling the economy to their ends, and the taint washed away. The guild had spent its time extorting and cheating to get its power. Kraft, being charitable to do the same, let him stand on the moral high ground without complaint. Yeah, semicolon there. It's okay. At least that's what he had. That at least that's what he had to tell himself every night before bed. When push came to shove, he'd be ready to shove back hard with loyalty and not fear as his tailwind. It's just finally, in the early spring of 1747, is the early spring of 1747. Sorry, I just wanted to say it like that. The guild made its next move. Late one afternoon, when the daily work grind was beginning to wind down, Ryan called Kraft up to the desk. There he found a beleaguered Tierth, his clothes laden with brambles and leaves, and behind him was Mayor Aramal. His rustic nines relaxed for the end of the week. Kraft, Tariff sputtered, breaking against the desk. Royal Guard in the woods, a day's march outside of town. Kraft looked to Iramal for more, only for the mayor to shake it off. You'll know as much as I do. No sooner had he come to my office than he had dragged me out here to see you. Dear, take a breath and explain, Kraft ordered, walking over to one of the three chairs set up in the lobby. He dragged it over for the exhausted Sombrant to sit. I was out hunting, deep in the woods, a day's travel out to find Ukko nests. This morning I woke up early to stake some traps, but there were sounds coming from deeper in. I went to look, and there was a whole company by my count. I snuck near one of their nicer tents and overheard some discussion. They're planning to march on Tomaloda. Another semicolon here. Could have been a colon. Or just a comma. Kraft and the mayor looked to each other, and then back to him, and then back to each other, and then back to him. Sorry, I had to do it. Did you hear why? Kraft asked. Tereth sucked in another breath. No, but there were some nobles in the crowd. There were the ones with the nicer tents, and sounded like they were in charge. They had. They said they would depose Immoral if he refused to help them. After that, I hightailed it back. He's just running like that. Walked in the shadows and really pushed it. I would have been here sooner, but it has been years since I used magic that extensively. I pushed myself as hard as I could. What is up with these notifications? No. Maybe. Perhaps. Later. 9:32 in my time. I pushed myself as hard as another semicolon. No. Should have put a period there, and then no, I feel like you only did that because there was a long sentence. You should have just put a period there. I'm just saying that one you should have just had a period there. There was no need for a semicolon. That should have been a comma. Kraft rested a hand on Taylor's shoulder. Some warning is better than none. You bought us time to prepare. Planning to supersede my position, Aramal scowled. The minute that they get into town, protecting you is out of my hands. Scowling, Kraft ran over their options. He could flee north towards Bazal, but then he'll lose his shop, his materials, his life. Another semicolon. I will choke you. He'd lose everything he worked towards and still risk getting captured in the process. Okay, no, a period. This time you would another period. You wouldn't have another period. Oh no! You should just put a period there. Just put a period there. That's two. That's two of them that should have put a period. The other ones were kind of fine, and less rage-inducing. Sorry, I don't mean to rage. Okay. You just have this book just covered, sprinkled with semicolons. Stop! It's against the law now. There, it's illegal. Not in my town. Okay. No. Okay, so, anyways. I'm going to say here, I'm going to say in here now, this is the unholy semicolon. That's to say nothing of what the guard would do to the mayor and the townspeople for letting him get a head start. He could resist. He could resist from the workshop, but that carried with it the risk of civilian casualties, or, in the most depraved scenario, hostages. You didn't use a semicolon there. Use commas as properly too. I think technically the comma should have been after casualties. Technically speaking, so I think that's a punctuation error right there. I caught. I mean, no. You were supposed to put a comma before the or, not after. That just didn't look right. It's literally hurting my eyes. This or. The most depraved are those hostages. Anyways, great use of the great positioning of the commas, and that's how you're supposed to do. Like, technically speaking, technically speaking, that's perfect. That's beautiful. You could resist from the workshop, but that carried with the risk of the civilian casualties, comma, or, in the most depraved scenario, comma, hostages. That works. That's golden. I mean, still needs that one fixed. And for all of his advanced weaponry, fighting them outside of a fortitude location wasn't going to do him well when a company of Hakwa soldiers numbered around 2,000. That, honestly, was the sticking point. Okay. It works here because it's flavor. So I'm not going to criticize this. Anyways, 10 was the sticking point. 10 men he was confident he could handle. 20 with some trouble. And those were the numbers he'd been expecting at worst. But 10 times, that was almost uncalled for. He'd say the guild skipped a step of escalation if they hadn't resorted to assassination as step 3. You said the minute they get into town, right? Kraft asked. He turned to Tara. And we have a day, maybe 2, but I would not rely on having more than 1. As best as I can tell, they will arrive here at nightfall tomorrow. Okay, I have a really stupid plan, but it's better than just letting them waltz in here and take control. He turned back to Ryan, who had been listening intently the whole time. Grab our weapons and pack us some food. We're pulling an all-nighter if we can. Mayor, Tarif, do everything you can to get as much food stockpiled inside the town proper. Go to every farm you can send messengers, and have them pull everything they can carry. Their farms aren't going to be safe even if everything goes according to plan. After that, get the town guard on alert. We're going to need them. Okay, so there's another semicolon here, but I'm running out of time. I want to criticize it. Yeah, no, you should have put a period there. There. Should have put a period there. Mr. Croft, what is exactly I should tell people? Mr. Croft, what is it exactly I should tell people is happening? The mayor asked. There are going to be questions. Kraft nodded to himself, running through a list of what he needed in his head. With a twisted sparkle in his eye, he looked at the aging politician. We're going to wall off the town, and we're going to fight those bastards. As much as I want to continue. And in theory, I can. But hold on, let's skip a few pages. In theory, I can, but I want to save this for tomorrow. Hopefully, I will be able to do another live stream tomorrow. And hopefully, it will be just as successful as tonight. Please, God. Help me out here. Anyways, so that's all I have for tonight. Please leave a like. I see there's 1 like. Please leave a comment down below. What do you like about the story so far? What do you don't like about the story so far? Would you like me to stop talking about semicolons? And hopefully I will ignore them. And other punctuation and grammar. The semicolons just everywhere. It's like a monster in the night. Please stop. Get some help. You don't need it. It is an old lady. You don't need her help anymore. Why am I using the accent? Is a business friend, a businessman that is also a friend. You only need him in rare moments. Okay, don't abuse him. He's a nice fellow. He will stop working with you. People will be tired of seeing this businessman in just every corner. Okay, he is a semicolons. Like they're good. Like I like to see a semicolon every now and then, but every now and then, not 3 in 1 page. Come on, man. It's like an addiction. It's just addicted to semicolons. Just addicted to semicolons. Please, stop. I am dying here every time I see it. I go around the corner and it's just there. It's like a vampire. I'm a semicolon. Blah, blah. Stop. Get some help. Anyways, I'm all out of time for tonight. I would like to just relax, chill. This was nice and chilling. This was also nice and relaxing. Nice story. I want to continue. Unfortunately, I cannot. I'm all out of time. Technically, well, I mean, not all out of time. Technically, I can push this a little bit longer, but I just want to just spend the rest of it doing something else. It's just, I've got other free time stuff to get to. Anyways, see you all soon. Hit the bell notification, subscribe if you want to see more. And that should be it. That should be it. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Bye-bye!